So we are at day 29, the penultimate day for my 30-day art challenge. And it seems only right that we would go back and revisit a piece that I have started previously and never got round to finishing. So let's see how much we can do in 30 minutes on this one. So we have finished. It doesn't look like much has been done because for some bizarre reason, I decided to start with the hands, and my goodness, anybody that draws knows that hands are so hard. I'm not happy with them, but we are moving on. I've also added in the text for the Ouija board and added some more candles too. You may have seen this was also a draw this in your style. So let's see if we can get the sketch done for our final day tomorrow. So we are on our final day of the 30-day challenge, and it makes complete sense to me to finish up where we started with 30 minutes on Procreate. So I've gone back to this digital sketch and we're going to see how much that we managed to complete in 30 minutes. So here we are for our final day, and as you can see, I didn't really manage to achieve much, and we are definitely very far from over on this piece, but who knows, maybe I'll complete it, maybe I won't. But let's move on to the roundup for my 30-day drawing challenge. Now, overall, I actually completed 12 pieces, which may not sound like a lot, but I don't think I've even completed 12 pieces in the last couple of years. So spending 30 minutes a day on just my art and being a little bit loose and relaxed with the rules surrounding it seemed to really help my creativity. Interestingly, when I look at the stats, the media that I was drawn to the most was actually watercolors, and I completed 5 watercolor pieces. So I've grabbed my various sketchbooks so we can go through all of them. The first one that I completed was this lovely surface pattern design, and it was following a tutorial from the amazing Andrea Nelson Art. She is a creator that I really like. I actually started this book with plans of filling it all the way back in January 2025, and I've gone through and just kind of started the series that she's got on her channel. I highly recommend checking it out if you haven't already, and it was just nice to kind of get some watercolors down, and it just kind of eased me in. Next on the watercolor list was Corfe Castle. And I'm going to be honest, I wasn't really a fan of this. There was lots of new techniques that I haven't tried before, but overall, I think it's pretty obvious if you're local what it was. And I did get a few comments saying it was Corfe Castle, even at the sketch stage, so that's great. We then had My Lovely Beetle, where I laid down the sketch, the watercolors, the ink, and then finally I finished it off with some gold metallic alcohol ink. I quite like how he turned out, and I like just having kind of the splotches of watercolor. Last week was my fox fail, and this was awful. Hilariously, it's not even my first fox fail. I did this one a few years ago, but I think it's safe to say that this one turned out much better than last week's. And finally, we had my cherry blossoms with the practice sheet and the final piece. I really enjoyed the watercolor pieces, or the process I should say, and it's definitely something I want to get into a bit more. After watercolors, I actually created 4 digital illustrations, which again is very remarkable. If you do remember though, the one that I started from scratch rather than hopping onto one that I hadn't done before took over 8.5 hours to complete. So it's definitely not as quick for me as some of the other media that I've been using. First up, we had this adorable ribbons Valentine's girl that I did, which was a variation of another illustration that I completed a couple of years ago. I really liked completing this one as I actually started it in February, so it was nice to actually finish it in a timely manner, which definitely doesn't always happen. We also created a digital colouring version of the cat that I created in my sketchbook. I love how this turned out, but I did get a comment saying, although both were lovely, this one looks a bit AI generated. And I'm not going to lie, that is a thought that has kind of been going through my head for quite some time. And I'm going to discuss that a bit more in depth later. I then had this absolutely adorable tea and biscuits illustration, which I started last year with the plans to make into a greeting card and never got round to it. But let me know, do you think this one deserves to be on its very own card? And then the mammoth last one we finished was Boo in the Flowers, which was a draw this in your own style. And guess what? I still haven't submitted it. I'm terrible, I know. I really like how this turned out. It was extremely different to the original. The only similarity was a small pet in the flower garden. But the style, the composition, everything is very different. And although I liked it, I'm still at a bit of a crossroads when it comes to my style. I then actually used coloured pencils to create two art pieces. First up was my cat, which you've just seen because we turned it into a digital illustration as well. And just a few days ago, I did this Monstera leaf half, and I really liked the new technique of putting down a layer of marker and then just layering up over the top of the coloured pencils. I think it gave it a really good base, and it helped my cheaper coloured pencils just really pop. And then lastly, I used my alcohol inks just the once to complete these flowers here. I ended up having to use markers with this as well because I couldn't control the spread. It could have been the paper, but much more likely it's me and technique. So I think the biggest thing that I have learnt from this is that I am not happy with my creative style whatsoever. I mean, I keep harping back to the AI comment, and it wasn't meant in a negative way at all. It was just an observation. And the reason I keep going back to it is because it's something that I've thought about myself. Personally, I feel like my digital art has no cohesion. There is nothing that sets me apart from any other illustrators that are out there, and especially with the advent of everybody generating their own AI art, I feel that mine could easily be mistaken for the same, which makes me really sad because it is a skill that I have been trying to hone since around 2020 when I brought my iPad secondhand, determined that I was going to become a successful illustrator. And 6 years on, almost, it definitely hasn't happened. And although my skills have 100% improved, I mean, this was one of the first illustrations that I actually did when I got my iPad. So yeah, I can definitely see the big increase in skills in the last 5 years when you compare it to my most recent one. But I still feel like I haven't found my style and I'm not really happy with the direction that I'm going in. So I'd like to say that I have a plan, but the truth is I really don't. I feel that I need to continue with the 30-minute arts every day, but perhaps not sharing it, because that was my biggest takeaway. Was that I grossly underestimated how time consuming it was going to be. And I'm not going to lie, there were days when I just wanted to get on with the 30 minutes, but I was putting it off because it meant that I had to try and turn myself out to look camera ready, or as camera ready as I can these days. And I really didn't have the energy to get in front of the camera and share and document. I just wanted to get on with the art. So I feel that this is definitely something I'm going to be taking forward. Less scroll time, more art time. And who knows, I may do a little update on a monthly basis just to share where I'm at. But I do feel that I can't move forward with my illustration business at the moment until I have found a style that I am happy with. I would really like to know your thoughts regarding this, especially if you're an artist yourself. How did you personally get to a stage where you were happy to start commissioning your art and having it available for sale? Am I just dragging my feet in my typical fashion? Should I just jump in and accept that my art style will evolve? And perhaps just not be scared that I am looking a little bit too perfect, a little bit too AI, and just kind of go with it at the moment. Who knows, maybe this trend for AI perfection with the big chibi characters will die down, perhaps not. Perhaps I can just find my own niche. I would really like to know your thoughts, so just drop them down below and I will be sure to get back to you. I want to say a huge thank you to everybody that has come along on this journey with me. As I've said multiple times, it was mainly to document the process and so that I have something to look back on, a record if you will, to see where I am. Similarly to as I've just shown you, my art style has definitely changed in the last 5 years and my skill set's definitely improved. It would be great to be able to see where I am in a couple of years from now. Don't forget to like this video if you've enjoyed it. Definitely subscribe so you can see where my art journey is going to take me next. And if you could do me the huge favour of hyping it, it really does help. And with that said, I will see you next time. Bye.